very special edition of Real Discussions with Men of High Integrity and Quality. My name is Joseph Bosley. I go by the Catalyst 615 on social media, and we have a very special occasion tonight. Tonight, we culminate a month of positive and powerful events in the South Nashville area, a series that we've been referring to as 37210 Men's Month. We have some amazing panelists, some amazing community leaders, and before we get started with tonight's program, I want to invite our elder, Mr. Al Brady himself from Claiborne Family Faith and Worship Center to welcome the blessing of the Most High so we can begin.
Hey, thank you, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to our panelists and everybody that's given time this month. It's been a huge event every single week. Our community has been blessed. And so let's quickly bow our heads. You can hear the crowd. They're excited to hear what these brothers have to say. Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for opportunity just to come together and network and really show the power of men of color, showing what they do every day, coming together, making a huge impact. So we ask today that you let the words come freely out of these men's mouths, and they're able to share their wisdom with the community. And this video, and everyone who hears it is able to pass this on, and that both young and old men and young and old women are blessed by the expertise and the experience and the wisdom that's on this panel. We pray that this is the first of many, many conversations. We thank you for all the connections that have been made today in this month. We ask blessings as we go into this new year. In the Lord's name we say amen.
Amen. Amen. Now, before we hand the mic over to two of the realest, the most genuine, approachable brothers I know is organized in the city, Brother Jonathan, Brother Otis. I just want to speak again about some acknowledgments. So some of the groups that actually came together to put this event include Catholic Charities, Uprise Nashville, the Black Mental Health Alliance, shout out to Brother Benias behind this on the tech here, and really the individuals coordinated. So I, myself, Otis, Ja, and Harold have really made it their mission to connect different community leaders. You know, half this panel we would not have without the 200-man stand. So it's like God shout you out. I mean, from Nashville to Mississippi, this brother gets it in. So without further ado, I'm gonna leave you great hands, Brother Johnny, and Brother Otis.
Round of applause. And it's an honor to be able to host my brother, my God. Always enjoy being with brother. So we're gonna hop straight into it. As they mentioned, my name is Jafi. I'm executive director of Recycle Reinvest, the general for People Well. Right here, got my brother Otis Carter, co-founder of 200-man stand, owner of Ford Entertainment. Just happy to be here. Got some dope brothers here to give you some insight. Indeed, man. So actually, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna start from my left and go up. We're gonna allow the brothers to introduce themselves, who they are, what they do. I think we start on this side and work on the other side, and we're just gonna flow like that. What is your name? Who are you? And why do you use you?
All right, hello. My name is Dr. Batson. I'm owner and medical director of Ceiling Health Primary Care in Louisville. I'm originally from Nashville, born and raised, and I do what I do just to help my community. All right, I also wanted to serve as a model to our young black youth to show any level of success you achieve.
I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in Middle Tennessee now since '97. And I do what I do because I believe it's my life's calling. I think we all have a journey in life, and we have to make sure we harness those skills, kind of give back, and I try to do that each and every day. Like I said, I'm an entrepreneur here. I've been in the nonprofit realm for over 20 years. I just recently got into the restaurant business, and also been consulting as well. I just believe in helping people.
My name is Alan Brady. I am a software executive. I'm an executive software company here in town. Personally, and what I am from actually this area, I go to the church. So I'm born and
So you may say, well, why do I do what I do? Because I wanted someone to be able to look out and see someone doing something with their life, and have someone that can touch and feel and say, well, how do you do it? So with my mission to try to be some type of example to our youth, to our black men too, so they can see a black man trying to do right, trying to make it right. So that's why I do that.
My name is Scott Barry. I'm a real estate investor, a small business owner, a nonprofit owner, also an event promoter. I've done quite a bit of events throughout the city, brought different celebrities like Floyd Mayweather to the city, Boosie, Bad, different type of events. I'm from East Nashville, not East Nashville it is today, but we were rough before the gentrified. I'm from the areas that are kind of like around here a little bit, y'all knew the area. And I fell into the same traps as the youth that fall into the traps from them areas. And I have grown and expanded in so many different type of ways. I look forward to expanding all later. But that's me, that's who I am. Y'all can see why I be a part of something like this.
My name is Larry Turner. Most people know me by LT. I'm from Jason Day. I did 20 years in federal prison. Training. I'm a personal trainer. I also got a junk removal business, and I'm on the procurement standard board here for Metro government. So I say all of that just to end it with this. The reason why I do this is just to show people from my community or people from similar backgrounds that it ain't never over, it ain't too late to change the narrative.
My name is Harold Simpson. I'm the engagement specialist with Catholic Charities. The reason why I do this is because I want to be the voice of the people. I think that we need people to go out there and advocate for people who can't advocate for themselves. And I think that's the most important thing that we need, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I get up and read helping. God gives people a purpose, and my purpose is to help. So that's why I do what I do.
Great response. And I think we should add to that, I don't think we really dig into why we do what we do. I would say for myself, man, the reason I do what I do, man, is overall freedom. I want financial freedom. I want opportunity freedom. I want, freedom to have access to locations that I've never been to. I want freedom to express and have my voice and be an advocate creator. My work, I started out as a hip hop artist, as a rap artist who really wanted to just get back in the community and didn't have no idea what that would look like. And once I started linking with other great brothers, great mentors, such as ourselves, those brothers really introduced nonprofit, community building, all those terms. They introduced that to me. Once I got introduced to that, I started to recognize that I could have my definition of freedom through just simply working with the community and as well as applying myself and improving myself as I could as I go. So overall, the reason I do this is just freedom, liberation.
I would say the reason that I do what I do is to be a part of the solution, not to be a part of the problem. A lot of times in our communities, we don't have white people in the forefront getting eyes and recognition. So a lot of times we have bad leadership. So I want to be a part of the problem, try to be an example of how we do better within our community. So that's what I do what I do.
So as we get into this, man, we need to talk about how do we stay focused during obstacles in life. I'm pretty sure you had 1,000 obstacles. We had obstacles every day, you know what I'm saying? So Man, that's how straight into it. And I'm starting with you, bro. You know, how do you, what is, first of all, not, don't answer that question. When we say the words, how to maintain integrity through obstacles, what does that statement mean to you?
So that statement, essentially means, what am I willing to do? Or what am I willing to go through to reach my goal? You always have a start point and you have an end point. No journey is going to be, smooth sailing. All right, so the question that you inquire about, to me, essentially, it asks me, what am I willing to do? How far am I willing to go? How much am I willing to challenge myself to reach the goal that I need to achieve?
Y'all can hop in that question. What is that statement? Y'all hear that statement? Maintaining integrity through obstacles. Like, how does that hit you? Like, how do you vibrate with that statement?
Okay, that statement, they hit me differently. Maintaining integrity through obstacles, the way I take it is in two ways. When I was locked in the penitentiary myself, I locked in 16 out of 20. One way I look at that statement is just because other people are moving funny or doing stuff that's getting my head, maybe at the time, doesn't mean that you should compromise your integrity to move a little faster. And another way to look at it is in business, because now I'm older, I do different types of business. Sometimes I can make more money if I get over, or I, mess with my reputation. I got a reputation. I can get extra money on deals and short on. But instead, I do it the wrong way, maintain integrity through all transactions, through everybody I deal with. I maintain that reputation, and also that's why I have so many good brothers surrounding me now, because I didn't be on my integrity for short-term gain. So that's how I take it.
When I heard you say maintain integrity, I had to go back in time a little bit because I had to figure out what that word integrity actually meant. Because it means something different to everyone. Really, it's what's your moral, what's your foundation, right? Everybody don't got the same foundation. Some people build their foundations on family, some people build their foundations on the culture, on society, but you have to figure out as a man, what are you stand on? Me personally, I stand on God, right? So my foundation was built on God. It took me going through some bad times to figure out what it meant to have integrity. So now, when I say, how do I maintain that integrity? That's me doing the right thing when nobody. That's me waking up and saying, all right, I'm gonna do right with my life, I'm gonna do right with my kids. I got all these people that report and work for me, I'm trying my hardest to do right by them, even when they're not in the room. And even when I get older, to benefit me. Am I gonna still keep that foundation that I got? And that's an everyday struggle, man. Everybody wants you to go left. Every time you cut on the TV, they want you to do something different. So when I hear maintaining integrity in obstacles, that's me trying to figure out how do I do what's right in my day. Nobody's looking, how do I still act the same?
I know for me, learning through my integrity is through trial and tribulations. Going through what I've been through helped me maintain my integrity. I think integrity is a big word. I think integrity, we use that, sometimes we use that very loosely. Being able to have a level of integrity to being able to have a level of integrity to self, having a level of integrity to who you are. And when integrity shapes who you are, trial and tribulation shapes who you are. And I think that integrity is a big word. I think that trial and tribulation will be integrity. So,
LT, before you jump on that, man, Pastor, you said something that really touched me, and this is what you stand for. And what I stand for is basically my brand, my last name. I really look at, people that came before me, the brand on the cop. I feel like, whatever obstacle I go through, he carry a burden that I'll never see. So whenever I'm faced with an obstacle, I always have to look at, who Robert Brown do, how can I make sure I accomplish that by doing what's best. And sometimes what's best don't seem like the things you probably should do, like walking away from the field, or doing something, or not doing something that you should have been doing, or could have been doing, which you put the life in the heart to do. So for me, it's representative, it shapes your moral compass.
Yes, I would, like to look at it in a different way and also a similar way. A different way to deal with integrity. And as it relates to my situation, which I was sentenced to life in prison in 1996. And going through that whole ordeal of dealing with that obstacle, maintaining integrity and not, what I'm saying, going the easy way out, which was putting somebody else in, putting other people in, and affecting, their families, to where, what I'm saying, at the expense of, like the brother said, having a good name. It would cause me to go on my name. But in the same instance, I put my children and money to real while I'm holding on to this integrity. And I hold on to integrity to be them. So, it's a double-edged sword, as it relates to me, and how I had to endure that. And being maintaining integrity, going through prison and not conforming to the prison culture, the prison environment, and keeping my eyes on obtaining my freedom, which, by the grace of God, I got my freedom when it came to crack off. Demonstration I want to show on integrity of the hospital.
It was a great question. I had one I want to build on too, concerning that question. You said, what role does your legacy play? When we think about legacy, and all you guys got the song so far, you're good. I know you all you guys personally. What role does your legacy play in the decisions you made? Business and community. Something else you got to catch my
It means everybody needs legacy because I was incarcerated. My son named his son after me and him. And my dad was made him before. However, his family said they didn't want me to be named after me because I was in prison, serving life. They felt like that it was someone else trying to I was in there, just a bad tribulation with society. So it was just, I made it a purpose when I came home, put some positivity to my name, and also to allow them to see, although we all want to be named after me, now, I'm saying, look at all the books generated. Now, I'm saying, they kind of like, it's cool if they do call me, I'm saying before. But yeah, what it means about.
That's how you take a second.
So for me, I just had my oldest child was 3 years. So to be honest with you, I could care less about this. It was about 4 years ago. Before I had children, I could care less. It was about me making as much money as I could last time, keeping the budget up. And it really wasn't until I had kids where I really realized what it means to be a father, what it means to be responsible for another person. Like on the point of phrase that I heard a great man say, you only get one shot with your children. One shot, right? One shot, that's it. It's gonna go by just like that. You get one shot. And if you blow that one shot, it's gone. Because you only get one. And when that hit me that I got these 2 little girls and I got another one on the way, that I'm responsible for them and I want to build something for them so that way they have something to build on top of. I woke up and I said, man, I really got to get it together and I got to make sure I put foundation down. I worry about something else. Because that's really been an issue I feel like with our culture from time to time. Because I get my parents about this. That when we pass, when we die, we don't leave anything. Right? All we leave is the dead, dignity. Right? And I think as a community, and me as a black man, I have to make sure that I lay down roots so that my legacy can keep going forward. Whether it's financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, all those things, I have to put something in place. And that light bulb will come on until I poured in, it's all about like we need to do. When I had kids, it all changed. So now it's on the forefront of my mind that I have to leave something, build something for those around me. So that's my perspective.
That's what a different angle, and I think, as a man, we're supposed to take care of our kids. So that's what we like, regardless of what they've done. But for me, I think it's important to leave a legacy and put people on. Not to, put a legacy on that's been, like, played in our culture for so long. Whenever I've been in a position of power, I always try to put people on. And I hope that my legacy, you say you do it without me, and nobody can say I ain't put somebody on. I went to the road, I'm connected with somebody. I think that's my legacy as far as giving back to the community. Is put the next thing on. I want all of us to eat something.
I can jump in on this one. When I hear about the legacy, the word legacy, what comes to my mind is different things. Like, when it comes to my kids, I want it to be where, like, growing up in a lot of black families, we didn't get the proper foundation. Like, nobody talks about creating how to start businesses. We don't necessarily have that person that's always there for us when we come through the hard things and different things like that. So when it comes to their legacy, I plan on being there for, my kids and for my family. Like, anything they need help with or work on, if they got any ideas, where their strength is, and lean towards that, and I tell them what they're gonna do. But see, I already picture it out. You see what other these pictures you have and things that's like, and build that up in generations when it comes to people and different interactions. My main thing is about keeping this circle around me, gas and good integrity and a proper move, and helping grow and build gas like this. The more people like that I reach, especially with the youth, the more of that we can have, and then they will grow. Like if you reach one, teach one, basically what I'm saying. And build this network of data, even with real estate. When I invested in real estate and bought some properties, once I figured out how to do it and the numbers and everything, I called, other older men that I knew, younger people, friends, and I taught them how to buy it, told them to build this for a little money there, $8,000. Those same buildings work over 400,000, around 500,000. So just teaching, what I know and what I've experienced and what I've learned, and giving that to the next person so they can also do that. That's build a next. If they're really good, tell them, I learned from so. Like anything that taught me, I tell you, I think people taught me the skills of this trade and everything. But just reaching people and teaching them and they grow to legacy also another way. So that's what I say about it.
Well, being the legacy is, I think you all said it. Putting people on, I look at that as being a bridge builder. Bringing people over to that bridge. That's what my name, that's what I want to do. The person that looked out for his community, making sure that the community had some financial empowerment, being able to make sure that the community has food, putting on community events, letting the community knows that you're important, and being around brothers that have like-attendants and similar ideas. I'm saying here, like-attendant and similar ideas. All of us right here on this panel have like-attendants and similar ideas. We wouldn't be sitting here having a panel and talking about how we can make Nashville better, make the world better, and starting Nashville first. So that's my take on how my Tuesday would say. That man was a bridge builder, that man was supportive, that man really cared about the community and gave his all. Because when it was time for you to be God and go on the purple gates, I want him to be in and say, look, well done, son, because you've given all to your community, you've given all to your people. And I think that's the biggest thing.
And yes, I agree with everything everyone said today about legacy. For me, my legacy, I would like it to be he led by example. He was a model. I lived a similar childhood as a lot of individuals in here today. I was born and raised in Nashville, born in Bordeaux, went to Cumberland, went to Joseph, went to White Creek. But I set a goal out to become, become a doctor. There was, at that time, it was, it wasn't that many black physicians. None of my classmates became physicians. And as my legacy, I wanted to lead by example, to show this good. A lot of times, the black youth have no goals to become a doctor because they've never seen a black doctor. They saw rappers, they saw basketball players, they saw football players, and that's what they achieved to become. I wanted to show them that there's another route that you can take. I did the same school, I did the same, ate the same meals, came from the same hood you came from. I wanted to show them that you become anything you want to become. And that's what I want to leave as my legacy.
That was powerful. For those of you tuning in online, you can't see it in the crowd, but we have some preteens, some teenagers, some young adults in the crowd. And I wanted to, our next question to kind of hit on something that they might can relate to. Coming from, let's say a neighborhood that's a little rough, let's say that, how do you overcome those obstacles to even get to when you're thinking about becoming a doctor, becoming a nonprofit, so becoming a real estate guru, becoming a nonprofit specialist, becoming a real estate entrepreneur, logistics? How do you, coming from with all the temptation, all the extracurriculars that get you off track, how do you stay focused? Like what advice do you give the youth out here about staying focused? You know, I like purpose start with Chapel Wall.
All right, I would like to rephrase it one more time for me.
For our youth, you come from a neighborhood, something that's this neighborhood, where everything is not all peace and cream. You might see some violence and counter some stuff that's not positive. What advice, from your experiences, did you offer to the kids coming up and know how to fight so they can become what they see you all?
Good question. First off, I had to learn one thing. I know some of y'all might not know my history, but I used to be one of those young people on the news at 16, on the news, out on the paper, for mass, multiple shootings, robbery, carjacking, all that kind of stuff. So first I had to reprogram my brain because at that age and being where I'm from, that's what people were doing. Like people were robbing, shooting, heavily gang influenced areas. So I had to join the gang because people that were in gangs were hard to me because I wasn't in a gang. So you either join the gang or you're a party, so regular party. I joined the gang to get the people who get me. So that's how I went down that path. One thing I learned after going to the penitentiary was I was around all types of people. They were trying to give me life. They were trying to give me over 70 years as far as I had. I wasn't going to cooperate. But just going through all of this, and I ended up luckily only getting 70 years long story. But I realized that there's only two ways this is going to end. Like me being around in the penitentiary, all the other people got life. I got plenty of drug dealers, plenty of robbers, everybody. And what I learned was, and what they tell you is, there's only two ways it's going to end when you go in the streets. Either live in the penitentiary with my OGD tailgate, or dead. So once I see that and realize that those are the only two options taking this route, I had to learn a different route. And once I decided I was going to learn a different route, I started reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, where it showed me how to buy property, how to leverage my money. And I started learning things like financial literacy, starting to look at the minimum credit score, and I just started reading books and it took me down another level so I could find another way out. I also worked on my granddad, who had their own plumbing company, while I learned skills. Because again, I couldn't figure it was hard to find a job. But this one thing I think when we get these skills like electrical plumbing and business, because even with a record, you can still always find a job. And also, if they don't want to hire you, if you got those skills, you can do your own work. I did plenty of electrical work around different clubs and things and shops. Because I also had my own company, I was kind of making some electrical, my own electrical company. I also had rental properties. Why I started getting rental properties, because nobody would work for me. I was good at it. When I got out of 20, even though I did when I was 16, I didn't know they put it on my low record. Since on my low record, so when I got a good job, I tried to rent out an apartment. felonies on my record, I won't be able to rent on it. So, the thing I read on the books is I learned how to back, you know, and that's a whole different story on how I learned how to, you know, instead of buying one house, I bought a 4-unit building. I bought a 4-unit building because I know I bought a 4-unit building, 2 units paid, you know. I was always scared of employment because of my record. And that's what helped me become an entrepreneur that I am today. Because I always can never trust a job because of my record. Any moment they can easily discriminate against me. So that's what put in my mind about 4-unit building. 2 units pay the note. So no matter what, if I got a job or not, as long as I manage this, if you have 2 units in this 4-unit building, I will not lose my place to stay. Second off, the other unit, put money in my pocket and, you know, pay my life and water. So I was sitting here living for free. Had residual money coming in while working a job and stacking that money up to buy more of my properties and stuff. And with the knowledge I learned, I started teaching other people, and that's why I try to teach real estate to, you know, especially youth and to other black people. Because a lot of times our areas and neighborhoods are undervalued and there's a lot of property. So that is a little bit on the subject.
I wanna pass it to LT next because he's from this neighborhood and he knows recognize some of the pitfalls and some of the obstacles that specifically come from living in this neighborhood. And he got caught up in them and overcame them and reprogrammed himself to be a leader, entrepreneur. What advice do you have for the youth LT that can help them navigate some of the obstacles so they won't go down the wrong path?
I keep it simple. And it's just follow the rules. Because that's where most of us, especially if you ask anybody who is in jail and in prison, where did they go wrong? It all boils down to they didn't follow the rules that was in place out in society. So just follow the rules. And I also like to tell people, don't start at 5. Don't start at 5 means, you know what I'm saying, from 1 to 5. 1 is I can walk away. 2 is I can enjoy it. 3 is, you know what I'm saying, if you go all the way up into 5, I'm gonna kill you. And it seems like we go straight to 5. You know what I'm saying? So just start at 1. Instead of going to 5, because most times, you know what I'm saying, coming up in these environments, we are taught to take an extreme position. Extreme. Pick up a stick, pick up a ball and bust the head. Instead of, that's just, of course, you look at certain environments here. Your image is everything, and don't nobody want to be a punk, don't nobody want to be soft. But a real man knows to walk away. Because if a person really wants to get into something, it's like drunk drivers. You just got to avoid them. They're going to crash, they're going to run into somebody who look for what they look for. But you really got to run into them and mess up your future. So I just say, just follow the rules.
Anybody else?
I think for me, I didn't grow up in that. I didn't say where I grew up at. I grew up in Inglewood, New Jersey. In Jersey, in Inglewood, it was always pitfalls, it was always, you get stuck, you get in trouble, you're around the wrong people. Luckily, I had good friends, and also I had sports. So sports was the thing that got me nowhere near the top. Nowhere near it. I played football, I played baseball, I played basketball. I did different things to keep myself busy, so I had time. And I think that you can say that the biggest thing is idle time. Idle time gives you time to do things that could be appropriate or could be positive. But, idle time, I think that sports saved me. And also my fraternity brothers who kind of took me under their wings and helped me out because I didn't have a fight. I didn't have somebody to put this foot in my behind. Yeah, so I didn't have that person to really do that. If it wasn't for the village, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Well, Gerald, you've been from Memphis, and we all know that Memphis has a.
Excuse me.
With Gerald being from Memphis, General being from Memphis, I would like to be disrespectful too, because I have a history of obstacles, I should say, and how did you overcome?
I think it's important to, long and short, to believe in yourself. That would be no problem. Always know, everybody got a radar, like this ain't right. And it's up to you to make that decision of, do I go with the flow, or I stand on my own two? I think I always took that position because I've seen people doing things in the streets that's like, man, you get shot at, you go to jail, you get snitched on. Why I want to do that? I want to do the same. I'm seeing what's going on and follow the same path. I got to go a different route. I always kind of stood on that, whether I'm alone or with a group of other people. I kind of just like, what's right and what's wrong. It's kind of what LT said, follow the rules to a certain degree. I firmly believe, I might be in the minority, that if you believe in yourself, it might not come when you want it, but it's going to come. It's going to come because you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and if you're a stand-up person, you're going to get out your way. I believe that. You might have to say a few words, but stand your ground and say, I am who I am. I'm not trying to be something I am. Or you ain't going to influence me to be something I shouldn't be. Everybody has a gift that's God-given. It's up to you to harness that and put that out to the world. And that's kind of how I maneuver coming up with Sheriff Gamble.
What value, skill, or mentor y'all feel like you had available or you leaned into when you were at a point of frustration, you was at a point of this issue is stupid, it ain't gonna work, or when you never got to that point, what is it, what value, skill, or mentor kept you in the mindset to stay focused? So the question is, what skill, value, or mentor did you reach out to or lean into to stay motivated when you got to a point of frustration, or if you don't feel like you never really got to a point of frustration that you want to quit, why is that? And how do you maintain that?
Let me touch on it real quick. I haven't really had no problems in the but I was like the alternative. If I quit, people look at me. I'm the first to go to college. I'm one of the first to be a black CEO in Nashville. If I quit, I think people be like, man, you did all that for nothing. Right? And I'm like, I gotta keep pushing. They go back to what you stand on your brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta push through this. I gotta go through this. Yes. I gotta like take that on the chin. I gotta get to where I gotta get to so I can do all I can to help move society forward. And I saw that they do back to what I'm saying, believing in yourself and being the first to do a lot of stuff.
That's a good one. Because y'all all hit the nail on the head. I was going to answer that question. What I was going to say, what I had to learn in my youth was I had to learn to be okay doing something different. I got in a lot of trouble when I did what everybody else did. I so much wanted to be like everybody else. And it wasn't until the light bulb came on where I said, it's okay for me to go a different way. And all my friends and all these folks I see in my community, it's okay. That's when I was actually able to achieve success. And to be honest with you, I had to truly get to my lowest point, sitting in county jail, where I really had to get a relationship with God. I try to tell people that you shouldn't have to be that low to get a relationship. Sometimes that's where you have to be, so you can listen, so you can hear and figure out who he is. And honestly, if I would have learned that at 21, if I would have gotten in that position, I never would have had that relationship with God. So I would say for everybody, there's a lot of stuff that you can believe in. There's a lot of things that you can stand on. But consider believing and standing on God, Jesus Christ. Just consider it as an option. Because if it wouldn't have been for that, I would have lost my mind for a long time. So that would be the value I say I need. The ethic or the mentor. I mean, I don't really have a black man per se that I could look up to. I was born and raised in this church, and unfortunately, a lot of men in the church kind of went different ways. She's on the line, and that's the church, so I didn't necessarily have someone I had to look into, but I like what you said. What's the alternative? What's the alternative? had to learn that if I want what everybody else don't have, I gotta be willing to do what everybody else ain't gonna do. I had to get my work ethic. So when everybody else was sleeping, I was up at 4 in the morning trying to get ready for this. When everybody else was going out, and I gotta go to bed, so I did work on time. I had to learn to go to Instagram and go outside and practice. That work ethic really took me far. Learning to put in the work, that really took me to the next level. I love sports. I'm a big sports person. Basketball players are paid millions of dollars to shoot a ball through a hoop. But do you know how many hours they spend perfecting that art of shooting a ball through a hoop? And we out here saying that we want to make 20 and 30 and 50 and 60 and $70 an hour, and we want to own businesses, and we want to do that. We're not even willing to put the time in to perfect the art. We want the millions, but we don't want to practice. So I had to get my work at the game up too. That's what I had to learn from my 20s. If you want this, you're gonna have to go get it, because ain't nobody gonna get it.
Yeah, similar to you, when I was seeing life, what got me through was reading books, in particular, A Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. And I been seeing that he was able to do 27 and a half years. That allowed me to know if he can do it, I can do it. Then reading Malcolm X, the autobiography of Malcolm X, and seeing how he took a criminal mind and turned it, you know what I'm saying, into a revolutionary mentality, as well as politically conscious. And then reading about George Jackson, and the list goes on to where I developed a love for my people. And when I developed the love for black people, which is why I'm saying right now, it kind of, you know what I'm saying, helped me kind of just adapt into being in prison, because I was around black people. As long as I was around black people, no, it was my blood for that family, but it was an extended family, to where I built some great bonds with brothers, you know what I'm saying, and we made history on the inside, which was able, you know what I'm saying, to get prison policies changed, as well as just developing conditions. So just like you say, Jesus, God, mine was black people. As long as I was around black people, I was cool. So it didn't matter what I was.
A good mentor for me was actually my granddad. When I first got out of the penitentiary, I was in a very bad situation that I didn't realize I was in. I was locked up from 16 to 20 years old, and now I'm 20 years old with no work experience and some serious felonies on my record. I wouldn't even realize what type of situation I was in until I was in it, and I couldn't even get a job to make down. I filled out so many applications. I would even have to just lie on some applications. 2 weeks later, they'll find out about my record. They didn't know. If I didn't lie on my record, I would get fired out of that. I kind of worked for McDonald's. I was really at a bad situation because I could not figure out how I was going to get the money without doing criminal activity. But luckily, my granddad had his own plumbing company, and my mom talked to him. The pay wasn't much, but that's why my granny was laughing at me, and my uncle was laughing at me. He just didn't get over on me and this and that. He paid only $5 an hour. But the thing was, he taught me skills. He taught me how to do plumbing. I had no skills. So my mindset was, as long as I learn these skills, I'll be able to make some money regardless of what you're paying me right now. As soon as I learn how to do it, because I'm a plumber, now I can go do jobs myself. So that's what my mindset was while I was cool with $5 an hour. I didn't even know how to do that. I didn't know how to do nothing. So I could work with him. The good thing was he had his own company. I started moving up, and I started like driving trucks around, going to different jobs. He also owned a lot of property. So I'm watching him interact with tenants, hiring different, like names in, do certain work, he did most of it, simple plumbing. I learned a lot of those skills. And to be honest, all of those lessons turned out good for me when I bought my own property. Also being able to see this older black guy doing all of this stuff, it helped inspire me that I can do it. Because I grew up with my dad, but my dad didn't have much money. He was a real big guy as far as, the ability to produce money revenue is, he just lives life and he's married, but he didn't have much money. So this older guy, my granddad, was able to teach me, you know, different stuff about him being cheap, but also just buying fruit. He drove the hard and everything. But I was playing a good role for him. He worked in projects, he did work in projects, stuff like that. Because we put those overall in his little truck. You know, he's able to keep working on get out there pretty easy. But just working along with him, it taught me a lot of different skills when it came to plumbing. And then my cousin and his nephew used to see me out there working hard every day. Like no matter what, you know, I was making that much, I was still working hard. And he was a supervisor for an electrical company. And him just seeing me work hard every day, he talked to my granddad and said, hey, I want to get him on an electrical job. Because like I said, I couldn't get no job no other way, I was struggling. And this electrical job, I'm $10,000 an hour. My cousin, he told me that he worked with me because I was a nephew. But to give me a job, he told him about my work. Now this was the crazy thing, this my relationship mattered so much. The only thing he would give me a job, he called me back. He said, Romano, I don't know if I can get you. I was looking at his record and I said, attempted murders, and I just don't know about this. And then I thought, wow, I'm like, this is something this. I don't think I'm convicted of this simple robbery, simple robbery. To be honest, if they didn't have any relationship with the supervisor owner, this conversation would have been hated. But off the top, no, we got hired and everything. 2 weeks later, they told me, y'all start the job. And then since then, I ain't had a problem getting a job or a problem working. I can work anywhere. It's just something that once you get that skill under your belt and get those years up, and you have that first year chance, it just moves much smoother out of that. But until then, it was a very long and hard battle. You gotta stay the course, and you can't get yourself too off balance. Because I could have made a big mistake and been right back with that cycle, back in the penitentiary, back locked up, back going there, I'm giving up because I don't know the company will hire me. You know, so that's kind of how.
I'm gonna go out one more question on that. Well, okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, my mentor was my mother. I watched my mom struggle, work 2 jobs. She would make sure that I was able to eat. I had an older sister who lived with my grandmother in North Carolina, and I had a younger sister. Watched my mom struggle, scratch, and survive good times. And, she would get food stamps, get the cheese, So watch my mom struggle. Go to work for 36 years, 37 years, work 2 jobs, and she just retired in August from her second job. She retired from her other one, talking about over 7 years. To watch her struggle, to put food on the table, and all she's asking you to do is graduate high school, listen to her, go to college, and you don't go to college, so you go in the military, or you can get out there and trade and do something. That was her 2 days. What got me going, kept me going, was knowing my mom was still working hard when I was undergrad. Working hard, she still sent me money. $100 every week. That's what I want to do. $20 watching her work, watching her get up in the morning. She might do one job at 11 o'clock at night. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning for her other job with no sleep. So I knew at that point that we were cutting the same cloth. Everybody in the family was multiple jobs. So knowing the hard work, knowing how she struggled, how the cloth came from my grandmother all the way down, that we always had to do with that to provide her parents.
Man, we want a little bit more vulnerability, in this time. So I want to know, can you state what your obstacle, whatever you feel like your obstacle was, your biggest obstacle,
similar to when, Scott mentioned, some of the same things when Scott mentioned, when he got out, he couldn't rent. Those obstacles he had to overcome by finding property. We want to get a story similar to a specific incident of obstacle you had to overcome. Start with you, Doctor.
Well, one of my obstacles, was just getting into med school. Okay? Getting into med school was not easy. Actually, my first attempt, I got denied. It wasn't because of my grades. It was because of my school. I don't know exactly what they was looking for, but to get into medical school as a black young male is very difficult. And after my first attempt, I couldn't quit. I could say, hey, this isn't for me. I'm not meant to be a doctor. But I had to go back to my principles of completing a task, continuing to thrive, continuing to reach my goal. And what I did was I took another year course at Perry. At that time, they had a post-bac program. After you graduate, you can kind of compete for a spot in med school. It was 30 different students, and what they would do would guarantee as many students would get in. You would have to take all different kind of courses, classes, and tests. And at the end of the year, if you was the top 20, you would get in. And that's what, that was one of my hardest obstacles. But real quickly, I did want to go back on the mentor question. When I was growing up, I had a lot of different mentors. But more importantly, I saw other people make mistakes. And I think that was an important part of my life as well. Okay? Because I told myself, I'm not going to make all of these mistakes. I'm going to learn from other people's mistakes. And once you learn from other people's mistakes, and you have that mentor to kind of guide you in the right direction, I think that's a key point here.
So big obstacle for me, my first year of college, I got away from my mom. I was so happy when I got away from my mom. My mom, she go over to church. She was a church. She had to help me 4 or 5 times a week. That's where we all the time. The moment I got away from her, I was out. I got every girl I could find. I got anything I could do because I had freedom. And all called up to me. I actually got in trouble. One of the many women that I was dealing with at the time, I got into some trouble with her. She was a different race. She was not a black woman. She was white. She said that I raped her. This was in Clarksville, Tennessee. So they decided to put the jail on top of me. They wanted me to take a plea bargain and take 20 years. 20 years to let you out. And actually, this is why I still go to this church. I went to this woman right here because I could not afford a lawyer. I was going to take a public defender. We didn't have money for a lawyer. And I went to her and I said, look, I need the church to give me something so I can get a lawyer. And she gave it to me. And I was able to get out of that situation. But when I got out of that situation, I was changed. And I was a bit sour. I was angry because of what I had gone through. And it took me some time to figure out that all that happened for a reason and that put me on the path that I needed to be on. But the only way I was able to get over that obstacle was by going back to church. Because when I got away from this church at 18 and I went to school, I stopped going to church. Hell, I've been going to church all my life. I mean, all the time. And it wasn't until I got in trouble, got out of trouble by coming back to the pastor and giving me money, and then coming back to church and when my life got back on track. Because without that, I would have been in jail. Because I would have took that public defender because I was this close to taking that plea bargain. Because the cop was white, the judge was white, the girl was white, everybody was white. They were looking at me, I'm dark-skinned black man in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I had it. And it wasn't until I was able to get that lawyer, and I love my mother to death because she was in the bathroom during my trial, crying and praying the whole time. And finally, the girl came to her senses. She went to the defense attorney. She said, I lied. And when she said she lied, they dropped all the charges. I'm sorry, they didn't drop all the charges. They still made me take a plea. They reduced the charges. They reduced the charges that she said she lied. My lawyer was able to get them to reduce my time from time served. So I was able to get out. And if it wouldn't have been for that, if it wouldn't have been for me having to humble myself and go ask somebody for help, me getting in trouble so I can get over, I wouldn't be where I am today. And honestly, it took some time. I had to get back in church. Because if it wouldn't have been for God, it wouldn't have been for church. I don't really know where I would be. I would say that's one obstacle that I had to figure out a way to get over. That was a tough one. To be honest with you, I became a bit militant. White people, we started to have an issue. To be honest with you, women in general, we started to have an issue. Because this woman, yes, she was white, but she had, I was with her, and I was with her best friend. Her best friend was black. And her best friend was in her ear, girl. So, yeah. I had issues with women after that, so I had to deal with that. I mean, it's just some things, but that one obstacle set me on the right track. If it wouldn't have been for that, I would not be here right now. So I have to believe that everything happens for a reason. There's purpose in pain, right? I have to believe that there's a purpose for everything you go through. Because if you don't go through it, you can't grow.
I got one. LT. I want to ask you specific obstacles because you 20 years come out community activists, violence in the world. You put feet, boots on the ground, stop altercations and interactions, negative interactions within various communities. I want to get to another obstacle. Community activists to entrepreneur. What obstacles did you have going from one section to that entrepreneur section?
I would say, prior to, I would say, getting out of prison, all I've done is sold drugs. Sold drugs, knowing about banking, learning about credit, learning about that whole field, which is, it wouldn't even thought, you know what I'm saying? But going from being the activist to the business part, I had to learn about building relationships with banks. So I built a relationship with Citizen Bank. And then from there, I got mentored at Citizen Bank. And then they plugged me in with small business development center at TSU. So I got more information, more knowledge on the business side. Then from there, they kind of just what small business development center show my right business plan, show me the importance of a business plan. Then they show my direction on business and all that. And then being I was 20 years removed from society, I didn't know anything about technology. So that's been a major, trying to learn how to do everything by computer. But just by being just hungry, determined, and driven to discover this. Because I was determined to succeed. So, yes, it was an obstacle, but it wasn't, I call it champagne problems, because I was going prison tour at 82, I got $85. I've been shot by the police, I've been sentenced to life, I got a big release shit out of 20 years in prison, and didn't have no kind of redemption. It's just learn on your own, like 20 years. And still was able to save $100,000 in 5 years. You know what I'm talking about? So them ain't no champagne problem.
Yeah.
What's the title of your book? I wrote a book. My book is called What's Your Excuse?
What's your excuse? There is no really work around. What obstacles?
I just want to chime in. We all got trials and tribulations. Everybody's trials and tribulations may not resonate with everyone, but there's two things when the subject came up and just popped in my head. And it might not hit everybody, but at some point it will. So the first one, I was early on into my professional career, and I gave my all. I had one income, I'm making millions of dollars for these people, and they pay me pennies on the dollar, pennies. One every time for the raise, they didn't show me no love. It broke my heart. It broke. I'm talking about I'm making you millions of dollars. You think you a $45,000 raise? Really? But what that did was, it gave me an opportunity to believe in myself and do something else. I can still make you millions of dollars, but I started flipping houses. I started flipping houses, beautiful. Foreclosure, man, I'm on a grill for 1,200 and sold it for 7,000. I'm like, okay, I don't need your money. I can make my own money and still make that. So it was a blessing in disguise that they would show me the love that I thought I deserved when I was giving them everything I had. So that was one. The other one is being in leadership as a person of color. It is unique when you are a person of color and you are the chief executive officer. It is something that you have to kind of jump on being truly who you are or adopted to cultural forms or norms of society. I can't be direct because I'm a black man leading an organization. I can be called aggressive. I don't know how to talk to you properly because I don't want to hear about the Garth Brooks concert. I want to know, did you get the job done or not that I'm paying you to do? And are you okay? Outside of that, we good. But as a person of color, it is extremely difficult, a slippery slope to follow. When you're trying to be true to who you are, you should be judged on the merits of the work that you do, as opposed to trying to conform with somebody that you're not. And so those are two obstacles that I have to overcome. The blessing in disguise that I walked away from that because they made me be my plug. And now I get it how I live, how I want to be, regardless of how I come across. So those are two that I think really resonated with me.
I think when we, it might have been older, I think, when I was younger. At 5 years old, I had a real bad high fever that I went into a sore seizure and had convulsions and all types of stuff. I had to learn how to, and brothers were very vulnerable. I had to learn how to talk, walk, speak, everything all again. Rehabilitation, everything, speech therapy, exposed to behavior problems. And you know, in the 80s, they had that thing with Rick, where they wanted to put everybody look like us on Rick. Because over there, I didn't know, man, I'm putting on Rick. Putting me in, I'm about to say, putting me on special classes. Special classes, sitting there with a teacher, and something to their lives. Telling me I'm stupid. Telling me I'm stupid. Telling me, oh, just because you're a Riddler, I'm going to be a Riddler. This is what's going to happen. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to be out here in the street. You're not going to have a vocational trade. You're not going to do anything. And this is at a school. I went to a public school, and then I went to a private school. In the public school system, I had a white teacher who told me, he said, look, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to school the job. Go to football. Coming from that, and then having the support of my mom, my family knowing, my friends knowing, being in these special classes, sitting up into the ninth grade, I'm sitting in somebody's special class, getting pulled out. And I'm like, man, why am I getting pulled out and generally getting pulled out? Well, why is I getting pulled out to go see a speech teacher? Why am I going this place? Why do I don't see this therapist? Or why don't I see this person? Because I'm on medication. Coming from that, and persevering to where I'm at now, and having that support, that was an obstacle for me, man. It was an obstacle. Turning that obstacle into a monument, man. My mom would tell you, anybody who knows me can tell you that, look, man, this guy's came a long way. And now those were the options that I faced growing up. And that's why I do what I do, to be the face of these people, these children, people that look like me, who walk. Anytime I hear a parent, even when I was at DCS, When I hear parents say, look, they're trying to put them on medication, why? What's wrong with them? Do you know why they're on medication? Do you know the side effects? Do you know this does this? And helping them, educate them to be able to voice for them.
All right, I gave a couple obstacles, about, my trouble with renting and then my trouble with employees, this is some of the obstacles, Good thing about when you knock out these obstacles, you start to feel like nothing, they can't tell you nothing, like, they can't stop you, no matter how long you think, you can make it happen, just figure out how you want to do it, make a plan. So I got another obstacle, though. This was a chapter obstacle, but it was maintaining my relationship with, in a way you say, the streets. Because I was from the streets, and now me transitioning over to this, to my next level of elevation, it does need some resistance. So I had to, for a second, I had to distance myself from the gas, from my gang affiliation, all my friends, and I had my best friend, and I had to distance myself. I got a lot of good brothers and like OGs and all that, that I had a real good relationship with. And when I first started doing like construction and real estate and different things like that, they were laughing at me. I was making much money. They were laughing. They were like, "You think construction stuff really gonna work?" They all laughing at me and stuff like that. And they were laughing up to the point they started thinking about houses. Once I started buying properties and buildings, they were like, "Hey, how you doing that?" But see, I got a good heart. My heart is always good, and I can accept it. That you couldn't see the vision. I knew they didn't see the vision. That's why they was laughing. It was all that. They didn't believe in it. That's fine, because I know from somebody doing this, this stuff gonna work. That's kind of how your attitude was. But once they see it work, they came to me, and they were more receptive. Because at the end of the day, like I had contact with them. They know that their grandparents, their mom, and different things like that. They don't own their house. Different people going on around here. We can try to avoid this issue about not having like financial literacy and wealth and owning our property, but it's in the home. It's in the home for them. They see their grand, I know their grand, struggling, trying to figure out a place to rent, we need bills, and we doing it a different way, because one thing about people get about walking in the streets, they do it because that's the only way they know. They don't see nobody doing no other way, they don't know no other way. But if they can really see it and believe in it, a lot of them will be receptive to change. But it's hard, if I'm paying my bills with drug money, and they tell me to go work it out, and they don't take my videos, that ain't adding up. But like I said, we do that, they're more receptive to, different type of ways. One has a trucking company, and I'm getting another in real estate. Another one started their own business, unlocking cars. The same we used to, go to cars, and rob houses, and rob cars. He literally, because he's real estate, but he was a lot of people doing activity. And he got his own locksmith company where he, unlock cars, houses, and all that kind of stuff. And provide security. The same way he used to, but open also takes to when I did shows in the event. How I paid, from my, home with my friends from other life, but I got them incorporating themselves in a positive way. Get promotions and different stuff. I can't teach them how to book artists, show them how to do numbers and books, how to rent venues, how to do everything like that. Because a lot of times we get confused with people in the street. They got different type of characteristics they can carry over in the business. If you're an OG, if you're a leader, you're a leader. You know how to lead people. You get what I'm saying? And that's a trait that not everybody has. It's a great trait too. So if you can lead these people, family drugs and distribution, have a reputation that product is good, this is business. You sell the drugs on high quality, this is business. Just learn how to take these skills and use it in a legal way, and you can make these dollars legal. And that's the mindset that I help transfer over to the streets. Because in the day, they know the rap ain't going. Like the odds is very high and it's gonna end in the conference of death. So why not try this other way right here? And we can, enjoy our kids. We can grow with them. We can just have on here, everybody just have safety, selling drugs, somebody killing them, or wanting to kill them, to take what they got. If we teach them like this, and between their families, like their grandparents and their moms and their kids, a a lot of these older street cats were missing. And that's the angle I took a lot of, I got all of them changing the mindset as far as the streets and moving on to, you know, the proper areas that we focus in.
So, man, y'all have some super great points, and I want to kind of go back around to that in a different way. Y'all mentioned, where is this popping out to me based on what y'all said, transferable skills? And when you said, I stopped doing this and I started doing this, we always talk about, you know, what can we tell the youth to do? What can we say? What can we encourage them to do? What can we say to encourage them to do something different? But we never put enough emphasis on what are we replacing with. You know, you say, we say, stay out of trouble. We stay out of trouble, we're going to do nothing. Go play sports. What if the kid is not interested in sport? I didn't grow up interested in sport. You know what I'm saying? I grew up interested in making money because it was very survival. Real talk. I didn't care about football, basketball. I didn't care about nothing. I cared about, man, I'm trying to survive. Right. You know what I'm saying? So my next question is, what would you say is your top 3 things or methods, strategies? What are 3 things that you feel like are very critical to overcome an obstacle and maintain your success?
Question. I don't know.
It may be a lot, but if you can summarize it up into 3 that you feel like stand out the most, you know what I'm saying, stand out the most. And now, I'll sit on that question. Go ahead.
I would say 3 for me would be 1, discipline. Because you don't have to be disciplined in whatever you do. It's just discipline being like the brother mentioned earlier, and not being a follower or not being a follower of bad character. Because ain't nothing wrong with being a follower. Because that's what great is for us, a great follower. So being disciplined, also finding what your purpose is. And it's simple. It's what can you do to put a smile on somebody's face? So if you can generate a smile on somebody's face, if you just smile, it's going to attract a smile. That's when you start your purpose for them. And also sacrifice. You don't have to make some sacrifices. Whether that's, helping your mother out, or your father out, or send some bills, or just staying out of trouble so that they don't have to spend their money on helping you, pay for legal fees, or any, things of that nature. But it's just purpose, discipline, and sacrifice. You do those 3 things right there. If you can equip yourself with them, you'll go a long way.
I think I got 2. I don't know if I got to think on the So, 2 things for me. Number 1 would be communication. I know it sounds simple in nature, but if you want to go into business, and I guess it's going to be bigger than business. If you want to go into corporate America, or if you want to go into the business world, or even if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to find a way to communicate effectively. And that's one skill set that I had to learn and I had to perfect. I actually had to go out and seek literature. I had to go take classes. I did Toastmasters and all of those things just to perfect the art of communication. Because if I couldn't find a way to communicate out what I needed and what I wanted, I would always get passed over. So communication is one of the ones that I had to really work on to keep elevating myself. The second one I would say is definitely work ethic. I had to learn that because of who I am and the way I look, I'm gonna have to work twice as hard as everybody else. I'm gonna have to be okay with that for right now, so I can get to the level and get to the position that I want to be in. So I had to really take my work ethic up on me because I was a bit lazy. So I had to make sure that I dealt with that. And I had to realize it's okay for me to get up early and work when everybody else is asleep. And sometimes I'm gonna have to stay up late while everybody else is going to sleep and going out. So my second thing would be working. The third one, but those 2 for me sure would be 2 traits, 2 values that I would say I had to really perfect. That's what helped me go far. That helped me get over my options. Communication and definitely work.
say, I think the two right now, maybe the third will come. So I'm good. I think, delivery and exposure and say what you need to say. With delivery, if we're saying we're going to help the community and give some type of financial literacy or being able to help somebody get to a doctor or help with transportation, meaning what you said, saying what you need. You want to say, I'm a primary as well as a primary doctor. I'm going to help save the community. I'm going to help people get medication or be able to get proper health care. Mean what you say what you need. And that ties with delivery. The third thing would be promise. Promise to these young people in the community. Promising them that you're going to be there for them if they need you. Promising them that if they're going to go out on the street and do something illegal or do something that's not beneficial, that you can be that person they can call or be that big brother. I moved here 2.5 years ago. But in this community, I realized in Nashville, not being in Nashville, realized that there's a lack of mentorship in the city. Lack of guys that look like us. Like some of us said, that we didn't have that. At home we call them squares. We didn't have that square we could look up to. The lack of mentorships in the city. The lack of seeing somebody that gets up every morning with a shirt and tie, or not even a shirt and tie, or regular clothes, get up and he's going to work every day. Versus seeing somebody that's not doing the right thing, which is not a bad thing. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing, but watching somebody do the square, doing the right thing. So that's my opinion. I couldn't think of another third.
My three things are, the first one is thinking everything always. I don't think a lot of people think that, their actions and what they're doing always do. And that comes with even like the street mentality, like selling drugs or doing anything, moving against your morals. That's another thing, your reputation integrity. It's like when I tell about getting over, I might get over you right now the first time, but if I think it's all the way through, after I get over on you, then you're not going to tell other people. And not all the other people are not to do business with me. Now I got to find another sucker. So, it's a sucker going every day. But instead, I can do good by the person who has good business. You refer other people to me. They come to me. I do work with them. They refer other people to me. And also, they can make money. I can make money. Everybody's winning. Everybody's fighting to make this continue. Then also, when you're taking out the probability of success, like thinking everybody through, you go to college. If you go for something that's not Canadian, but you go forward, that might be a bad investment. That free, like you can't find a job in this field, versus like, either trade or something else. So if you get that, kind of like how I think that with my granddad. I knew that even if he was going to pay me much money, $5 an hour, I knew once I get the skill, I would be able to educate. I still ain't $500 30 minutes working doing that. That ain't me, I know how to do it. Stuff like that, that came with me thinking all the way through. That was one of them. Another one is having a plan. A lot of people, they want to do a lot of stuff, but they don't have no plan. They don't write it down. They do deadlines, so you can check progress, because it's the big thing about having a plan. If you have a plan and you follow it and you check the progress, even if you don't hit the deadline, I think maybe in a month, I want to do X amount of study, I want to have my license or do something like that. If I have a plan and I check my progress, at least we get that money. If I ain't hit my focus, at least I can hit the smaller ones, but I did this much study. I did do this, I did do that, I did this here, I did this here, my effort here to complete the plan. So that's why they're going to have that plan so you can track the progress and see where you're going. So you're just not feeling around. It's like buying a house. If I'm trying to buy a house, I'm going to get to the door first and be like, talking to the mortgage broker, and he tell me your income ain't enough. You get credit score up to this point. Guess what? I know I like my income up. I need to reduce expenses, pay off some debts, I go like that. So now I got a plan, I'm never in a feeling of hopeless because I'm working the plan, even though I'm not on track, I'm not on schedule. You know, I'm still on track to keep this plan. And the next one is having a mentor with what you're trying to do. I think that's so important, especially for our youth. Just having a mentor so you get an idea of what you're trying to get into, what's going on, the steps you're gonna, you know, the trials and tribulations that a mentor can help guide you through. You know, so when you get stuck on a point, if you got a mentor, I get stuck, you know, with some questions I don't know. Instead of me being frozen, I can go to my mentor and say, hey, what do you do in this situation? What do you do in this thing? It was like when I first started doing something on my own, I was sour bad. I was trying to get for, you know, my granddad stuff. Like I did one. Man, I don't know what to do. My granddad told me that's why I always did the faucet. Because if you install that one, they got a piece that you gotta adjust when you install it. Look for this piece. And then boom, I look at the piece, I look for the piece, fix it. Now it's hot. And I remove the piece that was stopped from being cold. You know, so I was having that mentor. So if I remember tables online right there, if I had my mentor $1, you know,
Yeah.
I told you man, I need $1. So that's why you have a mentor. If I had to work for mentor for free, just get a lot of experience. Folks don't build up relationships. They always about the money. If you ain't got the skills, I don't even worry about the money. You know, and trying to get away with it. You know, so I think that's another thing that people do. But that's what I have.
Jules over here.
Let me say, you are, this is touch on that mentor, this is touch on that mentorship, Sky. I think a lot of us, this is touch on that. A lot of us be confused. So your mentor can be younger than you too. Sky has been a mentor to me with the stock market. Over the pandemic, man, I made thousands of dollars listening to this man. He's 10 years younger than me. He's been my mentor in certain avenues of my life. I'm proud to have him as a brother. And he's actually shining today, man.
A lot of things have been said, a couple things I just want to chime in and say. I think it's just good things to know is only live off 60% of what you make. I think a lot of times, regardless of you black and white, you spend more than you make, you find up your back. Yeah. But speaking as a black man and seeing people that have been around me, we do that more often than not to impress somebody. Let me get them James, let me get them A1s, let me look fresh. You got nothing in your pocket. So it gets great on like LT said, sacrifice. You sacrifice not for what you want later on. Another thing that came to mind, we gotta be better listeners.
What you say?
Listen.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Listen.
Yeah.
We gotta listen to people regardless if we really can understand what they're talking about now, but see if you can cipher something that you might pick up a year or two or a month later. Yeah. We gotta be better listeners. And I think another thing too is patience. I didn't say procrastination, but patience. Yeah. In due time, it may not come when you want it, but it will come. All you gotta do is stay the path. I think those are the good things.
So a few of mine have been stolen already. It's time management. I think time management is very key. We only get 24 hours in a day, and we sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. So procrastination is very big in our community. It's hard to achieve anything of high stature, procrastinate. So I think time management is definitely a big one that we all need to kind of, make sure we're on top of. And then when we talk about planning, I also want to just add in research. Do your research. A lot of times we head into certain areas, but we don't do our research. We don't realize that we're doing something wrong. We invested the wrong way. We talked to the wrong person. And so we didn't build ourselves a hole. If we had planned, did a little planning, did a little research, we wouldn't have made those mistakes. So So I definitely think time management and just spending time to do research is a valuable key.
That's good.
Like, ask questions.
Yes, sir. We're actually trying to get into some questions from the audience. That's exactly what's up next.
So gonna pass the mic.
I'll walk around. Okay, sorry. Come up for a second. Cause I gotta get to him after we ask the question. Let me sit right here. Do we have any questions from our audience? I'm just gonna stand up and ask you a question.
How you doing, gentlemen? Name's Antoine Adams. Got a question for Scott as far as occurs. I'm a person that believes I need to touch it. It has to be tangible. I need to put my hands on it. And I actually did take the L in those. So where do you stand on the occurs?
I'm currently investing in crypto myself. My strategy at the current moment, I invest a lot of Coinbase at the current moment with what's going on in the crypto market. I have personally, but it's not investing in like, move my coins over to the strong coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum coins that have a stronger backing and network. I don't have Bitcoin money, it's like the standard for like payment processing and different type of ways, sending money to different countries and stuff like that. The Ethereum network, the NFTs, the games, the metaverse is mainly getting built off of that network. So with that being the case, I want to be involved. I'm in a couple of the metaverse coins that I see, like Chase Bank, they built an office in the metaverse, the Decentraland, one of the Galaxy phones. They had one of the Decentraland automatically installed on their phones. So that was what made me want to invest in this, like try to see what the big money is. Where they're going, I'm kind of following them. And that's been more of my strategy. Also, like the 4% cashback card they give, which is pretty good. I don't like use money with the card, 4% cashback on $1,000, $40. I use the $40 on my cashback, reinvest in Bitcoin and different crypto. So that's funding my investments that I put out of my pocket too much.
I do got a question. First off, let me thank this amazing panel one more time. Y'all touched on a lot of powerful things. I'm really grateful, and been a great combination to what we're trying to bring to this community. But I think I heard a brother speak about exposure. It might have been you, Brother Howard, about the importance of exposure. And I just want to be like direct and think about the interests of these young people beside me. As we look to continue our work and our endeavors in South Nashville, are there any opportunities that y'all are connected to that you think might be a really great exposure experience for some of these young people? Anything that you could, any exposure opportunities that you can offer?
I just got something to say real quick. I'm talking about here. I think a lot of these younger people, they need to get more exposed, like programs, like the 200-man stand, other
Recycle, reinvest.
Recycle, reinvest. We get some of these youth information, and they can come out to some of my events, and they can get that hands-on experience. When you type of circle, just like they hear this event and so this stuff, they can be in more events and also gain more knowledge. Maybe mentor find somebody who's kind of like some of their likes and see what they can go with.
I like that.
Any more questions? I have a question for y'all. Concerning this young brother up here. He came into the building and he was from the park bicycle right in front of the stairs. I said, man, damn well I put it in front of the stairs, somebody might get it. I said, put it on the side of the stairs. Somebody still got it. As he's here supporting us and learning from us. So as young brothers, Harold made a point earlier that made me think about it. I want to buy his bike today. I think we got enough strong brothers up here to put $20, $30 a piece and show this young man how strong black men support each other, young brothers, when they have an obstacle. He was crying in the back. Nobody knew. He took it on the chin. He still stayed. He could have got frustrated and left. He stayed. Let's show this young man what community looks like. Pastor. Between one of them, get the information, they don't know your number already, get the information, we get the money. Mr. Brady got a truck. We'll get you Mike and have it to you by
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Nah, we get to run tonight, we'll go get it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm all right, man. I'll be in the morning.
I actually have a question.
You cash it. I will. You can either to me or to him.
Hey everyone, thank you so much. And that was yeah. Oh no, we're not wrapping up. I have a question. Yeah. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for the powerful testimony of what you all have been through. A lot of the things I relate to, getting in trouble, growing up in underserved and under-resourced communities, dealing with the different kind of obstacles that you all have dealt with, trying to get into medical school, going to jail. Like these are things that I've personally experienced, and we also know that there's a certain kind of image portrayed about Black men, right? And that image really ingrains this idea that we're not worthy, that we're criminal, that we're bad for the community, that we're somebody that others should be fearful of. And in getting in trouble, right? I remember periods of my life where I was like, is something wrong with me, right? Am I evil? Like why do I keep getting in trouble? I'm trying not to, right? I'm trying to get out of these negative stereotypes that have been said about me, but it felt like I just kept falling into, one trap after another. And I know somebody talked about the reconditioning piece, right? And that's the big piece that I'm always about, because I think we've all been conditioned by society. We've all been conditioned by social media, by our family, by the people that we're closest to, by our environments. And sometimes we need to recondition ourselves so that we can start believing different narratives about ourselves, that we are strong, that we are worthy, that we are, leaders, that we are somebody who's destined for big things in life. And so how did you all go about reconditioning yourself into, starting to believe that, hey, like I made mistakes, but that doesn't mean that, I'm not worthy of all the good things that are going to come to me. Like, sure, I made mistakes, and med school is hard. Imagine applying to med school, and you have to declare that you've been arrested before. That makes it even harder, right? So how do you recondition your mind into believing that, you are not what the narrative says about you? You are not your past mistakes, but you are, still somebody that has a future and that you're going to make a difference. How did y'all recondition yourself?
Can I speak on that?
Absolutely.
First of all, we have to realize that Black isn't bad. Racism isn't an us problem. We try our best. A lot of times society teaches us that we have to change ourselves. We have to cut our hair a certain way. We have to talk a certain way, walk a certain way, so somebody won't treat us wrong. We are good enough. So when I teach the young man, you can be a Black young man with swag, with poise, and swagger, and listen to the music you listen to, and like what you like. And when somebody don't like you, that's their problem, okay? The more your brothers is in position, the more we don't have to worry about those stereotypes affecting us. You go get a job in serious fights. You go get your food from recycle and invest. You go study IT with the rail. You can go work in the medical office. You want to be a doctor, Dr. Bassett. You can go work on logistics and community activism with ALT. You can go to real estate and community sector. We control these things. So you don't have to change who you are. That's a big thing that I want to emphasize to our youth. Be proud to be Black and be proud to be yourself. Don't conform. You are good enough. Whatever you want to be in life, you can be. I think we start there, a lot of the other stuff will be fixed.
saying, I appreciate you saying it because what I take from what you're saying is, whatever, negative that you, whatever thing that you're dealing with, you think is a negative, understand there's also a positive side too. Like you're saying, you gotta understand that black is good. You gotta understand that the more that you become aware of who you are, what you want, and how you want to be viewed, that, is going to help you tap into being authentic. That is going to help you tap into understanding what makes you happy, what makes you feel confident, what makes you feel inconfident, what makes you feel you're going to be able to, it's going to be a feeling, it's going to be an intuition that you have as you grow. That's going to grow inside of you. And as that awareness of yourself grows about who you are, the authenticity of who you are will come out stronger. The confidence to walk in the light that you're walking in will be more firm, and the individuals that you put yourself around, they will also feel a strong connection. You'll feel a strong connection to the people that you are with, just because you're growing into yourself. And I think that's what we don't hear enough. We don't hear enough. Be the best version of yourself. Like, I didn't hear that term, being the best version of myself, until I was an adult. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else was, I think the term was like doing me. Yeah. But doing me ain't enough context. Be the best version of yourself. That's a different context. That's more context around doing you. So I would say when it comes to reprogramming your mind, when it comes to reprogramming the way you think or reprogramming the way you move in life, it's gonna take a level of tapping into or learning how to take inventory of the ideas and the thoughts and the actions that you're doing that is producing a false or a negative result. And you want to be able to be aware and take inventory of yourself, your emotions, your aware, all that into what is being positive. And whatever is producing that's positive, as you go further through your life, lean more into the positive, lean more into what is helping you produce what is more healthy, as well as, like I said, healthy, and also building that connection. Build that connection.
I'm going to piggyback off what you said. And it's key to have that positive mental attitude. Because every day you get up, you got a choice on whether you want to be happy or you want to be mad. It's on you. Don't nobody have that power over you but yourself. And we got to shift the way we view things or the way we put things in our mind. Like, for instance, if somebody asks you, how can you be rich? Or how can you get rich? A lot of us probably have a problem answering that question. How would somebody say, what do you need to do to not be broke? We can answer that real fast. So it's just what we plan in our mind and the way we, just take that little small shift in seeing things, and it'll change our whole thought pattern. So it's just having that positive attitude of everything. Regardless, even if I do smaller things, everything is good morning, early good morning. I don't care if it's back to them or not. It's just positive affirmation to me. Good morning, I have a good morning. I ain't right nobody in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And keep your power, because can't nobody make you mad or sick. That's it.
That's good.
Along those lines, something that just came to my mind, I think is important, I think is people of color, black especially, is watch the company you keep. Keep people in a circle, man, that you will hold it in the most highest esteem as possible. You want to be broke, hang around broke people. You want to do unsavory things, hang around unsavory people. You want to see something different in your life, hang around people that are doing something positive. Hang around people that are free thinkers and people that are like going places in life that you might even know where you're going there. But if you align yourself with folks that are going into in some capacity. I think watching the company you keep is extremely important as far as we go.
I think, be better than you were the previous day. So, you had a bad day that day. You wake up the next day, you know it's going to start over. I think, be better next day in order to help you where you need to be.
The only thing I was gonna say is, if you don't believe or stand for something, you'll fall from it. So, you have to make sure if you're trying to reprogram yourself, and you're trying to transform, you don't want to conform, you gotta get a foundation, you have to believe in something. Because if you don't have that foundation, the moment it gets hard, the moment the storm happens, the moment it gets rough, the moment you get obstacles, the moment you get adversity, you have adversity that comes against you, you will fall. Because you don't have something to stand on. And I think that's the key for us as black men and black people in general, is make sure we got something to believe in. Now, for me, I know what mine is. Everybody's trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out, well, is God, is Christ, who is this, is that. Stand for something, believe in something, stand firm on that. Because that's what you're going to need. Nobody said it's going to be easy. As a matter of fact, everybody told you it's going to be hard. Like it works. So what happens when it's hard? And that's how you can really position. And that's how you can not conform. That's how you can transform and become better. Is by having that foundation. Stand on something, believe in something.
Well, when we were reprogramming, what helped me, because like I said, I used to think, in a different way, especially growing up from the environments I came from, what helped the reprogram for me was me thinking a lot of way through and looking where the other stuff was going to lead me and where it was leading me to. This was penitentiary, shootouts and different things in my life, always on the line, me and my friends, like I done died, like I'm so blessed in a way because typically for some stuff I've done, I'm not supposed to ever get out. Stuff like that, even stuff I was charged with and didn't just on my record. If I was convicted of that stuff, 7 years was the minimum I was going to get. And luckily, it didn't just on my record, and I did pay a participant. I was a participant in all those things. But me also see that everything that's promoted to us, especially the black people, seems to be negative. Like, I really thought that this was my mind. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When I was a kid, I really thought I was going to be shooting people, robbing people, gang, and doing all that stuff. But I changed my mindset through stuff like watching Louis Farrakhan videos, Malcolm X speeches, because I always wondered, like, why is it best to be always at the bottom? We always at the lowest. Like, that's what I always felt like. Why do these other people seem like they get rich? They either enjoy playing with their kids, or the stuff we were grabbing me with like drugs. You always worry they have a key in the door. Y'all always worry about robberies. Y'all always worry about this in your last days out here. If you participate in the robbery, I was to the super. I know when I kill this guy, there's a possibility if I get caught, I'm locked up for life. Like, why my life always gotta be on the land? Why can't I live good? Why can't I, raise my kids? My life gotta be under, free. I'm making good money, they making good money, and we live, we have fun, they have a good time. Like, look, I'm not good enough for that. My man, that's how I kind of reprogram. Like, no, this stuff's about design. That's what helped me learn that I believe this program is about design. They want us to think. Versus if you change that mindset. It took me, like she said, loving black people. That was how gang banging me, like I love black people. In my opinion, should get us together. We know how they treat us. We know how that's why I'm keep fighting you. I'm fighting you, they fight us. Like, I'm not gonna be the duck, I'm not gonna be the fucking glass and you make me fight it. You fight us, I wanna meet in and make us fight. I'm gonna be fighting like how I'm going to fight. I'm gonna play it out. I'm gonna fight somebody, I'm gonna be gangster, I'm gonna be gangster for my family, I'm gonna be gangster for my people. I'm gonna be gangster. But all of that changed my mentality on how it is we being treated and like the crab in the bucket mentality. They go on the center bucket and they shake it up, So I just put it on that.
That was amazing. And we actually have a question from one of our viewers, Judy Johnson from Facebook, asked, when you're feeling down as a man, what is it that you do to lift your spirits or mind? Thank you for that question.
See, that's good for you. Yeah,
I'm feeling down.
I don't ever see your bad spirit, Jordan.
I'm pretty good. This is the person that's out when I'm feeling down. anytime I'm feeling down, one thing about everything I went through is it put me at such a low point in my life that I'm beyond really can't get no lower. When I was in the penitentiary, at one point in time, I was facing life. I had spiritual murder, spiritual aggravated robbery, and like I said, I was a participant of this stuff. Me snitching was not around. I'm not gonna tell that. If I was a little participant, I'm gonna take one night on the field on the other people to try to get me that time. I'm just standing on this menu because I did it. Don't try to tell nobody else try to do it like this. For me going through that, I did over a year and a half at one point in time. While I was doing a year and a half, this all been 16 years old as a kid, facing life in the penitentiary, being in a hole 6 months straight, coming out my cell once a day at best, but it's pretty more like twice a week to make phone calls. But anytime I came out my cell, they would stack on my hands and my feet together. Anytime I walked up out of sleep, you know, I was feeling like you can't get no more than this. Second off, my dad had a coma when I got driven over to the couple. My dad was going to raise me through my stepmom. He had a coma going through the stress. My stepmom had always told me, like, what happened? You gonna kill your dad. She's still getting like all that stress you give, you gonna kill your dad. So now my whole having to live with the fact that my dad is in the coma, and I know it's my fault. I know that my dad is in the stress about me. You know, I'm a group. I wish I hold my own. I wish my dad was stressed like that, but he was. I mean, something. I'm what my dad favorites. So he in the coma. They don't know if he's gonna die. Man, he's in the coma 3 months straight, and then I started reading books and started doing other stuff. So anytime I get low, there's two things I think about. I think about how I was up here, like I think I was a junkie on the streets. I swear to God, every I was a junkie on the streets again. And I was in two fights for free because they take your commissary once you do disappear action. So I'm in like 2 fights for free, and I just remember I was just thinking, I was a junkie on the street. It's dead. And also in my worst time, like when I'm like as a man, like sometimes you might have to man up, you might have to fight, you might have to do whatever you gotta do as a man, or whatever it is. I always think about my dad. One thing about my dad, even when I say he was poor, he was growing up. My dad always maintained structure. I ain't never seen my dad crying, like, what we gonna do? The lights gonna get cut off. The lights got cut off before that, because my dad gonna get cut off later. Or they get cut off later. You just see my dad maintain that frame. Like every time I'm young, I just think about my dad. And now I'm strong like my dad. I'm not strong like my dad. Any time the situation happens, I just, you know, like stay strong like my dad. Like no matter what, I'm strong, you know. And that's what helped me, you know, like helped me get through the hard situation.
Well, for me, what helps me when I'm down, I think about everything that I've been through in the past. And secondly, I think about the people that depend on me now. I think about my children, and I think about my community. My community looks up to me. And I think about what happens if I fail or if I quit right now. I'm letting down my daughters, I'm letting down my son, I'm letting down everything that I have achieved so far in my community. But as I said, I'm trying to be a model for my community, for the young youth. And if the young youth is looking up to me now and they see me fail, they see me give up, that's not leading a good example. So I think about everything when I'm down, and that's what motivates me to keep going.
Not yet. We can continue with the.
Well, just along those lines, just a little practical sense. You know, we all get that at some point in time. You know, it seems like the folks who are the leaders are the ones who never think that they get down. But one of the things I use to cope is I was raised in the church. And one of the things that really is always soothing to me is to listen to gospel. Whenever like, man, this is going on, the trials and tribulations of life, I just put on certain gospel music and it seems to like calm things down. And I've been doing that for like 10 to 15 years. It makes me think about the good times with grandparents. It thinks about Southern school, just all those times where life was like no carefree, there was no worries in the world. The one thing I actually started practicing doing recently is meditation. Just going into the rooms, on TV, on music, and just being in my own thoughts and breathing. I think for those whose buzzword, mental health, and anxiety, being able to decompress is so important. And knowing when that's happening to you and how you cope with it without potentially taking Ritalin or some type of antidepressant, how can you kind of self-regulate yourself in some capacity
tapping into your support network, being able to be vulnerable to find someone that you can be vulnerable to that's not going to be this major word is judgmental. Being able to let your guard down and say, this is bothering me. Being able to say, look, I need help. Because I think that in our communities, in African American communities, we look at mental health, we look at all types of stuff, like they're crazy, 730s, whatever. I'm going to tell you, I know need somebody to help you navigate what's going on. You can be the best person, you can be your best self, but you can't be your best self.
I was just, see a quote that said, success is going from failure to failure with the same enthusiasm. And what got me through was exercise. You know, releasing that stress, finding a healthy outlet to direct whatever it is that you're going through. Find another avenue, and with exercising, it will turn into a benefit. So if I could take, I can take some stress and make a six-pack. Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. I'm saying, hey, it's real. So I always try to find a way to, how can I make it benefit? Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, hustle by the weight. Hustle by the weight, and like I said, going from success, going from failure to failure, the same thing out.
So, with that, man, y'all has like gave some great feedback on all the questions. I think that we have come to a time of closing, and I wanted to know if any of you in the crowd who would like to, before we close up, like to close up with you to open it up with a prayer. Is there any of you who would like to share one thing they either learned or one thing they liked about today's conversation? Use the mic. You say your name and what it is.
Come on. What's your name, nigga? Daniel. All right, Daniel. What's one thing you learned today? Can't just run straight. Why? Oh, it's dangerous. Thank you, Daniel. Back it up, Daniel. Well, what's your name, big dog? Christian Odom. All right, Christian Odom. What's one thing you learned?
That it doesn't matter what color you can be.
Why is that?
Because your work is still, your job is still good.
You can still get blessed. Chris, big Chris. You something about that?
My name is Chris, and on the streets, and not doing anything violent, and just being like a good kid for the rest of my life.
Solid business, man. I appreciate that. Man, it's been a pleasure, man.
But one thing we gotta do before we leave, man, give everybody the opportunity to shout your social media, that out, whatever business you wanna plug, promote, so people can support you since you support the community. That's all we usually work on every round. I
wish I was cool and had some nice handle, but I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook with Gerald Brown, that's my name, my government name. In addition to that, business that I run, it's called Surreal Spice Salad, so I'm all platforms, I'm gonna look it up and I actively there.
So you can follow me on my website, it's going to be in there's one information about it. Also, my Instagram is @1capwater. You can check me out on there, and my YouTube is 615capwater.
My Facebook is Harold Simpson. My LinkedIn is Harold Simpson. I work at Captain Charities. I do things in the community at the Magruder Center. Do all types of stuff. Addiction prevention, helping find housing, which I'm giving to the brother right here. You have a food bank, you have a resource center, we have all this great stuff that's there from Nashville. So take advantage of all this information that you get today.
Yes, you can follow me on Facebook at Larry Turner, LARRY, follow me on IG at LT Larry Turner, and also on LinkedIn is Larry Turner, the same on Twitter, Larry LT Turner.
Where can we get the book?
And yes, you can get my book on www.ltlarryturner.com, or you can pull up on me.
But I post out the church, so if you don't have a church home, I can't say Claiborne Family Faith, where we're sitting at, where we're posting from right now. This is the place to be. I can't say if you have a church home. Definitely come here, even for the youth or parents, if you want to bring your children, and you want to come with your children, your programs, we do as well. So that's Claiborne Family Faith, Worship Center. For me personally, it's just LinkedIn, Facebook, Alan Brady. You guys can connect with me there, but again, church home, Claiborne Family Faith, where we are right now. See you fast, G. Johnson.
All right, and you can reach me at my website at SillianHealthPC.com. Once again, SillianHealthPC.com, or you can reach me on Facebook at SillianHealthPC. SillianHealthPC is primary care.
Man, this has been an awesome time. Y'all been some awesome guests. Thank y'all. Oh, man, look. Hey, find me at Rise Chopper Judah on Instagram or at Recycling Invest Challenge on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that. And you can go to our website at recyclinginvest.org to find out more about our youth mentorship opportunities, our community initiatives, as well as a chance to partner in any event that you may be interested in partnering in that we provide.
Yeah.
I want Otis Carter the fourth on Facebook, Otis Carter the fourth on LinkedIn, O_WARD, O_forward on Instagram. I would want to say thank you to everybody that participated. I know you guys personally. These are stand-up gentlemen, man. I think everybody give these guys a round of applause. Hey, I'm proud to be y'all brother. Y'all dropped some gems today. Those of you had something for the night.
Just shouting out Medaki.
Yeah, I was just going out like everybody else up with a nonprofit called Uprise Nashville. So we're looking to get your career off the ground, go from those who are unemployed, underemployed, helping them get into careers with local mobility. Take a few minutes to call on the phone, let's get your career going. Look,
One more thing, Joe, I gotta say, I didn't 200bandstand.org. Please check us out. Jacques Judah Recycle Reinvest, that's my brother. Grassroots, boots on the ground, doing the dirty work in multiple states, from Memphis to Mississippi, all across the United States. We tapped in. Please give us some support. ScottFerrari.com too as well. Keep it any financial you need up with merchandise, anything you got going on, check the website out too.
We're supporting the 200 bandstand on December the 18th.
Yeah.
Now give them the dates.
Okay, we said that toy drive, this is our fourth annual toy drive. We'll give out winter clothes, and toy drive serving North Nashville specifically. Please come support us. We take monetary donations, we take clothes and products as well. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm gonna have to ask Brother Nice to come up here because I'm not gonna do you justice to GMHA. I want to thank the Men IQ Network. We're part of the Black Mental Health Alliance, but we are a network of powerful and positive brothers. These actual conversations started back at January 109. Shout out to Jen, Ethan, and Paul Mason, back in 2021. And there are many brothers, Holmes, Jerome Cooper, Marcus Bankston, Antoine Adams, and many brothers that keep this network going. It's not just myself. I'm off my face that people see. We have some programs starting up in February around Women's Appreciation Day. If you have interest in that, please tap in with me or Brother Marcus. Man, I'm so blessed and honored. Can't wait for when we come back to this same community to do this and more. And nice and close up.
Hey everyone, I'm representing Black Mental Health Alliance International. We do different things, but the few that I'll focus on is health policy, mental health, and healing and liberation. So around health policy, the things that we're currently working on, and it's very relevant because we have all these gentlemen here, is Black male allyship for maternal mortality, because we know Black women are 35 times more likely to die while giving childbirth, while giving birth. And so we want, Black men to speak up on behalf of, Black women to make sure that we can reduce and eliminate these kinds of health disparities. So that's one thing that I wanted to bring to their attention. Another thing is, having community discussions like this, as well as, coordinating mental health care for people. So we have a directory of over 150 Black therapists in Tennessee. So if anybody's looking for, getting some help and you want to get help from somebody that looks like you, we can help you with that. But ultimately, we want to do the work of healing ourselves